what I'm doing to get this thing set up to do the work, and I'm going to try a different approach to this. A lot of people out there have what they're called Dremels already in their workshops, right? So I don't know if I can get this thing out of here. Holy cow! They really put it in there, don't they? My sugar britches saw me looking at one last time we were at the hardware store, and she went out and bought me a brand new Dremel. Okay? Now, I had one, but it's broken all to pieces and it's way old. It's one of the original ones they came up with. And it's just terrible. So, what I want to do is take this new Blue Hawk, it's called Blue Hawk Dremel, right? Which is a lot bigger than the one I had. And it's got more multiple speeds on it than mine did. It's also got a locking button for the speed. Anyway, I want to take the Dremel, set it up on a cutting tool, and just score and cut the lines that we need to do for this work, right? So I'm going to do this in little segments, 3 to 5 minute segments, put them all together. And next step in doing this is to set this guitar up on its side on my work bench right here, and basically lay it all with tape, and then set down a form I've got that came with the, well, actually download it from the Guitar Fetish site, that you'll lay across here with the tape and do your cutting. Alright, so that'll be next. I'll show you how it's taped up and how I measure to make sure it's in the right location, and start the cut with the Dremel cutting tool. Okay, so hang with me. Okay, what you're looking at now is the little diagram from Guitar Fetish, and mine is the EAP 520, I believe. It's this configuration. So I'm going to take a straight edge, right, just the edge of this caliper, and a knife, cut this out to where I can use it, right, get it flat, set it along the line, score it, and a little trickier parts coming along these curves. I mean, you can see this or not, I'm trying to do the best camera work I can on this. Follow this curvature here, right? Cut past it. Take my straight edge again. Come to the inside line. Lay it flat. Simple pull, cut past the line as usual. And now freehand the last part of this. Get this template come out. And hopefully I've done a good enough job to use this. Of course, was that it's just as easy to lay this form down, right? Cut on the inside of the line, then come back with my Dremel tool, my old Dremel tool, and use the grinding part, or the sanding discs on it. And that's how Sugar Britches found out mine was worn out, because you heard me out there talking to it, saying some nice things about it while I was trying to get to sand it down. Anyway, she bought me one heck of a nice kit. I think she got this at Lowe's. It comes with a Dremel, right? I'm not sure what horsepower this is or speed it is. It's 120 volt, 60 hertz, gosh, I don't know, 1.4 amp. Comes with a complete kit, right? And the odd part about it is it comes with a carry bag, right? With all these other little tools in it, like 6 needle nose, a bunch of little, you know, different types of tools that when you need them, and you don't lose all your parts. Now the other one just came with a little box for the Dremel tools. Remember, here it is. This is the 520, right? Like I said, it's the 520. And what I'll be doing is laying this across to fit this profile. See that? Alright? And I'm going to take some double-sided tape that I use on golf club grips, lay it across the guitar after I've cleaned it up a bit, alright, this other guitar, and lay it down, lay this across the top of it, and basically score it with that knife you just saw, the X-Acto knife, and get it tightened up a little bit tighter, and then go back over it with the Dremel tool to cut out that spot. So next thing you're going to see is a guitar up on the stand with the tape on it. Okay, so what you're looking at is I've decided to cut it in right here where this curvature meets the same curvature of the preamp itself, right? Very simple to do. I've seen them cut in where they look like this, but that's not going to follow this form, you know. So it's going to have to be like this. I really prefer it the other way, but you can see, you can check your position simply by just doing this, by laying it across the curvature of the guitar. You see that? So you can zoom in on that some. Because positioning on this is critical. You don't want to cut into something you don't want to cut into, or find out later it's not going to work. You know, there's going to be big gaps. And remember, this particular one has these. Well, they're not on here at the moment. This one has the padded parts here, and the draw-in bolts that are in the box right at the moment. They'll actually pull this tight once these screws are placed into it. You follow me? Okay. A little dust on that, a little dirt. But I've already, dry used this, and it works very well for a preamp. Very nice. And I think this particular one's on sale right now for Guitar Fetish. I'm not really sure, but very inexpensive, very good part, and it's a tuner, and it's a like a 4-band equalizer, and not bad, right? For I think like $30. So I've got 2-sided tape on here right now, and what you'll do next is you'll take a measurement, right, of where the center line of your guitar is. Very simple to do. Is take your caliper, right, which you can't see because I got it zoomed in. You'll take your caliper, right, and you'll see this 4 inches. So 2 inches is the center line of this, right? And it just so happens this is 2-inch tape. So about the center of this tape, and I got a little cock out there, right about there is center line. So I can actually take the edge of the, so I find the center line of this, right? I'll mark it here in a minute. I'll measure this, right? And it says it's 50 millimeter, right? So 25 millimeter on each side of this particular line will be my center line, right? Now I almost can follow the form itself, just center line it up. And then I'll remove the secondary tape backing. You follow me? You see this? No, you probably can't. Darn it. I'll take off this secondary backing off this tape. Here we go. So you can see this. See that? And this side is now sticky, right? Nice, huh? It's 2-way tape, 2-sided tape. Very nice when working with something like this. Very easy to use. and it doesn't scar up the finish that badly. You know, with the resins it leaves behind. You actually get that off with just guitar polish. Okay, so next step, mark me a center line on this particular template. Right, where are you here? Right there. Mark me center on this, line it up on this, remove the backing tape, or the backing to the tape, lay it across here, as well as I need to also, one more time, find that center point on the guitar, right, where this curvature matches up exactly right there. So we're going to be looking at it right about here on this guitar. You see that? Oh my guys. See it? Gonna mesh up that curvature, right? And just pull it right across, and right there is where it's going to be. See the shoulder of it? Right there. That's how it's going to be. Okay. So next step is to just simply draw me a center line on the template, remove the backing tape, lay it across, and measure the position here one more time, and then we'll be ready to score it the first time using using an X-Acto knife, right? Using an X-Acto knife. So we'll score it, you know, very carefully along the lines, and then we'll take our Dremel cutting tool and finish the cutting work. Like I said before, I use 1/8 inch drill bit and a jigsaw, but after looking at that, I thought, well, you're talking about a drill and a jigsaw. There's about $180, $200 worth of parts compared to a well, God, I don't know how much this cost. How much does Dremel cost? $60 Dremel. So actually, it's cheaper to use the Dremel. Go get a set one just like the Sugar Britches got me. Right? So, stay tuned. Okay, so I've removed the two-sided tape, right? Got more than I need. But I may need to remove that extra here in a bit. Get my hands free to keep me stuck while I'm moving across the guitar. But I've decided to go just a little bit beyond the center line on this guitar, a little bit more towards the front. The first guitar I cut in was perfect center line. I didn't like it as much. I thought I should have moved that up, but I've already made the cut. So there it sits, right? And it's ready to take the X-Acto knife out and score it, and then start cutting with the Dremel. Now I'll show you what it's like to cut with the Dremel, but the X-Acto knife, my hand will be in the way. But I think I can get that Dremel in there for you to see. The jigsaw, same issue. Could hardly get my hands in there and let the camera take a shot at it, since I'm working this camera myself. Alrighty. So there you see it. It's been lined up. You see the two dark marks at the top. It's in between those. Right in the right curvature spot. And all lined up. Okay? And don't consider that tape line to be straight, because it's not. Alright? So, hang in there. And here's what we got for that first cut. Right, guys? So it's going to be parallel with the top, which it needs to be. But obviously, since this guitar as you know, drastically expands its width, it won't be parallel with the bottom because it takes off at a tangent angle. You follow me? The main thing is get parallel with that top. And I've got a good score line here to start that Dremel on. Alright? So I'm going to set up the Dremel here in a second with the plug and see if I can't videotape that for you. I'll let you see how that looks like. Okay? So hang in there. Okay, so you can see I'm getting a little sloppy with the Dremel, but the whole point is get that cut made on the inside of these lines, and then go back with your polishing and your sanding tools and clean up any you know, divots or anything you take out of the wood. And the problem is running the Dremel, basically you can't see anything with my hands in the way, so you're going to see it scored up and just about ready to punch out. But the Dremel does a pretty good job. You use this one particular one on a number 3 setting, and it cuts through the wood just readily with the little sanding cutting tool that they come with, like 50-60 of them. So yeah, the Dremel seems to work pretty well. The line's not perfect, and it's about the same as a jigsaw, but then again, nothing's perfect these days, guys. Anyway, once I finish doing this, you'll see the results. Okay guys, so I finished cutting the hole with the Dremel, right? Come on, camera. What you're looking at is the hole. Come on, camera, give me a break. And it's really rough right now, and the part won't fit inside of it, alright? Why? Because I cut on the inside lines. So now I can take the polishing tool or the sanding tool of the Dremel, right? And there it is. It's a little rough, right? Needs some sanding to it. But the whole point is the part will just barely get in there and not fit. Why? Because I cut on the inside lines. So I made sure to. So now I can take the sand across all directions and slowly each time try to dry fit the part until it finally fits in there. And what I think it's going to take is just basically sanding down this area here and the one above it, right? I gave so much play to it because of the curvature. Yeah, cutting with the Dremel is a little difficult, so you got to really take your time, but it does get the job much done faster than a hand jigsaw, I can tell you that. Okay, so bear with me when I polish this up and finish it up and show you the final installation. Okay guys, now take a look at this. The preamp's almost in there, but not quite, because I've been keep dry fitting this little by little, and this is putting a lot of pressure on it right now to push it this far in. So basically I gotta go back again with the sanding tool, right? Each time sand it just gently and slightly until it makes a perfect fit. That way I don't have any gaps in this thing, right? So basically go slow, do it easy, step by step, dry fit it over and over again until you get a good fit. Oh man, this is frustrating. Alright, there you go. You have a nice tight fit. It's in there. It's time to set it up. I may take a little bit more off the edges around the curvatures, you know, the corners of it, but all in all it's in there and it's ready to go. Nice fit across the back. I'll pull it in with those two screws and J-bolts that came with it, and then we're pretty much ready to run the peg hole. Open it up some down here, right? See the peg hole? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, right there. Open that up so the jack can fit inside that. Alright? So, that's the next step. Now it'll require a drill or my awl, which I'll probably use my awl to open up that hole. Okay? Okay guys, this was made after the original video because the ending to it I just couldn't save. So what you're looking at is the finished guitar, right? All plugged in, all plugged up. I couldn't show you the work I did on the jack. It's just destroyed. But anyway, what it took, and make sure you know about this, what it took on this old guitar was a very large drill bit. Gosh, it's almost 1 inch in diameter to get to drill through here, because there's a block that the Yamahas have here to support this peg, this strap peg. So that block is about a good inch thick. So I had to drill through all the way through to get this to come through on the other side. And what I did when I did this work, I used a guitar wire to pull it through with, because there's some holes. They're actually in as part of the jack you can hook into. Once you see what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I put it through the sound hole and pulled it back through again, right? Okay, so you put it through the sound hole, you pull it through the hole that you got, and you hooked it up to the one of the holes on the inside of the jack itself, right? So the work's done. It's been done a while. Let me do this. Let me play a few things for you. I'll play it on my 4/4 since it sounds so good. It is a or it's supposed to be, it sounds like one. Let me do this. Ooh, that sounds good. Not bad, guys. And with this adjustment on this, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Sound or tone wise, right? And this thing's got on it a nice little tuner that you can use, right? Let me show that to you. Let's play a little E. I've got the cape on right at the moment, but anyway, let's do this. Let's take that cape off for a second, play an E. Alright, shows out of tune at the moment, slightly. I had a cape on it recently. It's got a 4-band graphic equalizer for presence, treble, mid, and bass, and it's got a phase adjustment on as well, right? Also, it's got a good, nice little thing called a battery, tester. And volume control. Not bad, guys, for the money you pay. I mean, it's 30 bucks with a lot of work to it, but it's well worth it to save yourself. Whoa, sorry. It's well worth it to save yourself, 300 bucks trying to buy a decent acoustic electric, because basically they don't make them anymore, really. I'd rather go this route and find a really good older acoustic and do the electric work myself. Using one of these Fetishes preamps, and they come in all different types. So basically, choose whatever you want and go with it. And of course, there's others out there available for more money. You can buy them up to 300 bucks for a preamp for acoustic guitars. But I don't see the need when this can produce this kind of tone and sound to it. It's just wonderful. Anyway, any questions? Give me a holler. And as I said before, this tape was really messed up, and I'm sorry for the quality of it, but I patched together everything I could patch together on it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and get some information out of it. Right? Dave in Texas. Bye.